baby. All right, guys, welcome to the call. So for those of you all who do not know me, my name is Ashley Johnson, and I'm a platinum leader on the team. And today we're going to be breaking down the power of the SwipeCoin app. So if you're on here, you're either a Digital Currency Academy member or you're a elite member. Okay, so elite, you got the deal. So when you get on here, if you can, guys, mute your lines. Okay. All right, so the first thing that I wanted to show you guys is the SwipeCoin app online. Okay, and I'm going to explain to y'all why this is so powerful.
Okay, got you.
1 second, let me mute out the lines. There we go. All right, so guys, when you are a member, you can actually go to swipecoin.im, okay? And of course, you're gonna have to log in with your username. And if you have a pen and paper, I would recommend that, because you guys, y'all are gonna need to write this down. So grab a notepad and grab a pen and paper, okay? So we're gonna log into my SwipeCoin, okay? All right, and so when it pulls up, guys, the first message that you are going to see is SwipeCoin tutorials. What I would recommend is you go through here and you actually look at the videos, look at what they recommend, because they're actually showing you step by step how to use the SwipeCoin scalper. Now, let me tell you, last weekend when we went to Atlanta, guys, no income claims, but I made what I make in 2 weeks, guys. I was what I make in 2 weeks at my job, sorry. I was able to make that weekend. I didn't punch a clock. I used this simple scalper, okay? And so what it's going to tell you, it's going to give you a list of rules. So what it's going to tell you is when you take these trades, you need to take 3 positions. And you're going to 1 second, guys. Somebody's not muted out. Okay, and what it's going to tell you is that you need to basically have a 50 pip stop loss. And then you have in each trade, you have your 50 pip take profit 1, your take profit 2 is going to be 100 pips. And then your take profit 3 is going to be 150 pips. Okay. And so if you go through here and you go through the training, it's going to explain that for you. Okay. And so if you have the SwipeCoin app, I'm going to show it to you now. The SwipeCoin app, this is what it's going to look like, guys. And it's going to have live trade signals. Okay. So when you go to the scalper chat, if you can see here, the scalper chat is actually going to show you whether Ethereum or Bitcoin is moving within the market. Okay, what I love about that is it's giving those signals, but you have to be careful. You have to come in this office on your computer or go online in your browser and make sure that this has been confirmed by one of our educators. Okay, because it's pretty cool that it's throwing out signals, but you just want to make sure when you're starting off and you're brand spanking new, you want to make sure that you're coming in here and you're making sure this is confirmed. Okay. And so that's what I really wanted to show you. I'm actually going to hand this over to somebody who is an excellent SwipeCoin trader. He was able to actually make a great amount of money with this. Just because he was able to plug into the academy and able to come in here and use the tools that we had provided by the academy. So I'm going to bring forward our platinum leader, Mr. Shannon Stewart. Are you on the line?
I'm on the line. Can you hear me? Oh, you meant it yourself.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, great. So
we can hear you, bro.
So guys, definitely pay attention, pull out some notes, and just hear what this boss has to say. I'm gonna go ahead and make you the host now, okay?
Okay, good deal.
All right, it's on you, boss.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Okay, cool. 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 I hope everybody can see that. Let me look at the chat. Can everybody give me about the chat? Everybody, let me know if you can see this information. All right. So cool. We're going to keep this kind of informal, y'all, more laid back and relaxed atmosphere and setting, especially for our new people. I know a lot of y'all are nervous, especially dealing with cryptocurrency and how it works, and especially with how fast it can move. But with I Am Mastery Academy, I'm telling you, what you have your hands on gives you the ability to get in this market, in this space, and participate with little to no knowledge and be successful with your trading career in the DCX Academy. So this is a little slide that I prepared, but we can veer off from it as needed. I will say we can open the mic a little bit in case there is a Q&A, or because I'm not really can't see the chat, but I really want people to be able to ask questions as needed as I go through this, or at the end. It doesn't matter to me, but we're just gonna go through it. But yes, I am more so an FX trader. I'm gonna give you my background. My name is Shannon Stewart, born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas. I saw this concept about 4 years ago, and luckily I paid attention to it. It intrigued me as well. In my career, I have been able to become a successful trader and also a residual earner in this concept. We call it concept. I just call it a community and a family. It's more so of a community and a family than a concept. But the thing about it is, just like what we're doing tonight, you have the ability to gain knowledge and information from people that have had success in this space, and they're gonna do their due diligence to help you gain the same type of success in your own trading career. So with that, we're just going to dive forward into this. So if you have your SwipeCoin app up, because this is a SwipeCoin type tutorial. If you have your app up, let's just say when you look at your screen, this is the first thing you're going to see when a trade idea comes to your phone or your app or whatever the device you have it on. You're going to see a trade idea called by, and one of my favorites, Picasso. He's a master educator within our organization, within our platform, and he, I promise you, will help you be successful. His trade ideas alone have been one of the main reasons why I have been successful in the DCX Academy, along with learning the market of the digital current market, because it moves a little bit. No, I'll say it moves a lot of bit different than the regular Forex Academy. So you have to have some understanding and knowledge of how this market moves. And Picasso is one of the best, hands down. He's recognized worldwide as far as the knowledge that he has on the cryptocurrency space. So what's going to happen, like I say, what's going to happen is, if you're a DCX student or you have the elite package in the elite club, you're going to get a signal to your phone with the SwipeCoin app. It's going to look a little something like this. And it's going to say a signal by Picasso. The other thing that you're going to want to pay attention to is this signal time. You're going to want to look at how long ago that trade idea was called, and look at where the market is in reference to that, because you want to make sure that you hadn't missed it. You don't want to just look at this. You have to do some of this is going to be your own due diligence. So some of that is going to be just simply looking at this and making sure that the trade has not already made its move. All right. So the next thing, when you see that signal, what you're going to do is you're going to go to this MetaTrader 4 trade idea within the app. You're going to click on that. And what you're going to do is, if you can see my cursor, the way that you get to that is you're going to click on these 3 bars up here to your top left of your app, and it's going to bring this drop down menu up. And once it brings that drop-down menu up, you're going to click on this first tab, which is MetaTrader 4 trade ideas. Once that happens, you will see a list of actually the trade ideas that have been posted, over the past current amount of time. So the one that you're looking at, the first one that you see, is going to be the first one that's up that you see. So when you see that, or you can click on any trade idea that you want to, for that matter. And then you can do your due diligence on how to analyze that trade idea. But let's just say you pick the first one that was at the top because that's the one that came across your trade idea, your app, and you'll see once you pull it up, you will see that it's broken down for you all the way by the educator. It will tell you which cryptocurrency pair it is. It will tell you which time frame it's on. And see, this is going to be important because as you gain your knowledge within the academy, you will come to understand that the different time frame will let you know how to, per se, deal with your trade, for lack of a better word. If the higher the time frame, is probably typically going to be the longer the time that it takes to play out. It's going to be typically a little bit longer for it to move into action. So this is one thing that you're gonna want to pay attention to. And here again, like I said, this is a Q&A, so you can ask questions about that, and we can touch bases on that. And it's with Picasso per se, is always going to be a buy by market, and buy by market means it's instantaneous. If you look at it and it meets the criteria of what you want to see, and it's still within the means of the trade, you will get in that trade. The type of trade is a MetaTrader 4. Of course, you'll know what that is once you become enrolled. Since you are enrolled, you'll know what MetaTrader 4 is. It will give you your entry price. It will give you two options, because here again, cryptocurrency is very volatile. So it might have a range of price points that it meets within the criteria of the trade idea before it actually goes into the direction of the signal that's trade idea is called. So you're going to be given two trade ideas. And what I personally do is with this first trade first entry price point is I would reduce my lot size that I would normally use to half the size. And if price comes down to or goes up to, depending on if it's a sell or a buy, I will do the other half once it reaches this price point. Then it will give you your stop loss. It'll give you various price, take profits on the price, and he will have some comments or notes along with that. And those notes will usually give you a general idea of what that educator saw in the trade and why they took the trade, and things along those lines. So here's another example of another educator that called a trade, and you'll see that they call this, and you will see the time that they call, the person that called the trade. Some people only use certain educators. Like I have my favorites. So the educators that are my favorites, I typically cater, choose those more so than the other ones. But here again, the thing about it is you're dealing with educators that have been qualified and are very successful within the academy. So you can, along with your due diligence, you can feel safe and secure with the trades that you've been in.
At 8 o'clock our time.
That particular trade was an exchange trade idea, and those exchange trade ideas are a little bit different than, am I the one that's
8 o'clock tonight. And
you make me make me one of the
really
co-hosts.
ask God for what you want.
Did you guys hear me, Ashley? If you make me one of the co-hosts, I can help with that.
I can only make a host. I can't make co-host. Can you do it, Ash? Okay. Oh, well, anyway, let's keep moving forward. There's another type of trade idea that you'll get. There's going to be an exchange trade idea. It's going to come up on your app the same way as a regular MetaTrader 4 trade idea, and it's going to have the same picture that you see, but it's going to be a little bit different. And you're going to get this trade idea from different type of educators that deal with the exchanges versus an actual MetaTrader 4. So what that means is you are going to be actually investing in these types of cryptocurrencies, because there are two ways that you can participate in the digital currency space. You can invest, which is buying the asset and selling or trading out once it has increased in value, or if it has decreased in value. And you can also trade in it, which is what Picasso or maybe someone like Nick Gomez does. So this second example is an exchange trade idea. And that's where you're actually going in and investing in that particular cryptocurrency. And with that, along with that, so when you're investing in that, you're going to go to an exchange, for an example, like Coinbase or crypto.com, or the various, or even maybe a wallet, and you can exchange out for that particular currency. So once that trade idea comes across your app, you're going to go to this, where you see right here highlighted, is the exchange trade idea. And you typically, once you get familiar with it, you'll know by the particular educator whether it's a MetaTrader 4 trade idea or an exchange trade idea. First, for an example, like if I see a Picasso shoot up a signal, I know to go to the MetaTrader 4 trade idea. If I see a Kurt Cobain idea come across the app, I know to go to the exchange trade idea. So you'll get a feel of it a little bit more so once you get familiar with the educators and what their particular niche is within the crypto space, and know how to take those trades accordingly. So once you click on that, it's going to come up pretty much the same as the MetaTrader 4 ideas, and you will see the indicator they called it. At that particular time, it'll give you the time and the date, just like with the MetaTrader 4. And of course, it gives you the currency that it is. So typically, just like with MetaTrader 4, you'll click on the top one, unless there's another one you want to explore to make sure that it's still within the thing about cryptocurrency is it still might meet the criteria of the trade, even though some time has passed. So that's why you still have to do your due diligence on each trade idea to make sure it meets the criteria of the trade. So let's just say you took the first trade idea that was called, and you will get the same information.
Hey,
You'll
Shannon.
get to,
Excuse me for just a second. Danish, if you can, babe, can you mute out your line for me? Thank you.
Cool. So you're going to get the same type of information. It's going to look pretty much the same. It's going to show you the currency that it is, which is cryptocurrency, and it's always matched against the US dollar. And once again, it's going to show you that time frame. The difference between the exchange ideas and the MetaTrader 4 ideas is that this is not as important with the exchange because of the fact that you're investing. And typically, like when you invest, it's going to be more so long term. So these two right here, this right here is not as important. Of course, you're going to buy by market according to the criteria of the trade idea that you see. It's going to give you the entry prices, 1 and 2. The way that I treat these are, let's just say if it was a coin and I had a particular amount of money that I had spare that I could invest in coins, I would again invest probably half of that amount in this top price. And if it reached the second amount, I would go ahead and invest the second portion of that amount. At this right here, the difference between exchange ideas and MetaTrader 4 ideas is the stop loss. The thing about a MetaTrader 4 idea, depending on y'all's experience with trading, you will know that a stop loss prevents you from losing too much money in your account, or blowing it, as we say, or just busting. But with exchange, it's a little bit different. What this is, it gives you a general idea of how far you want or you're willing to let price go before you exchange it out into a different coin. So in MetaTrader 4 trades, it hits your stop loss, and you're actually just you're saved from the trade going into a total loss. With exchange, you have to pay a little. But see, the thing about it is, when you're investing, it gives you a little bit more time to, like, if you weren't paying as much attention to your trade or whatever. But when you look and see that this trade or the price has gone past a certain point with an exchange idea, you have the option of what we call hodling, which is staying in your investment and just dealing with that, what we call a pullback, or you can swap out into a stable coin. If anybody has any questions about that, I can address those again at a later time. But what it does, with you switching out to a stable coin, what that does is it protects your investment from further price going in the direction other than what you chose it to go to. It also gives you a couple of take profits. And you can treat these accordingly. A person like myself, I'm a long-term investor, so I don't pay attention to these price points. But for someone that's kind of more so just in the market to make some quicker money than long-term holding, you can kind of cash out and switch out to a stable coin at these various price points. It also gives you the different exchanges that you can find this coin on to invest in it, because some coins are offered on certain exchanges and not offered on others, or you have to go through a little process of obtaining the coin. From there, you will see that we also have the next tab that you'll see on that is going to be the MetaTrader 4 chat. What that does is once you tap on this chat, it gives you updates. It's going to give you updates on the trades that have already currently been called. So if you took a trade idea from Picasso or maybe Nick Gomez, this is going to let you know how that trade is going, whether it be good or bad, and the ideas of the educator on how you should take action accordingly. So always pay attention to this. Make sure that your notifications are set to where you can receive these notifications, because you don't want to get caught in a bad move. Again, cryptocurrency is highly volatile. You can be highly profitable, but it also can go in the wrong direction. So you have to do your due diligence in participating in securing your bag and protecting your account. The next tab you're going to see is the scalper chat. This particular tab goes along with the scalper, which actually shows you earlier. So this gives you the idea. So once you see this idea on this tab, this is what's going to notify you to go to the scalper and look for the trade setup. And then you have to do your due diligence to make sure the trade meet the criteria of the call and whether to or not to get in that trade. The next button is going to be the exchange chat. This chat, I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, what that slide does on the exchange chat, it gives you updates on those particular trade ideas from educators like Kurt Cobain, that are more so on the investment side. It's going to let you know how the trade is going or how the coin is moving, to let you know whether or not to maybe take profit and move out into a swap, a stable coin, or if it's moving in the wrong direction, to move into a stable coin, protect your investment. The next one tab is going to be Picasso's Brain. This tab gives you an overall overview of what Picasso sees in the market. Crypto Picasso is the master educator that deals primarily with Bitcoin. My favorite educator on the Bitcoin trading. And what this does is it gives you a general overview of what he sees in the market. It's not going to necessarily tell you what he's looking at in the short term or instantly, but it gives you an idea of even the trades that he does call in the short term and even the mid term. it tells you in the direction of what he feels the market is doing and where we're at. Because if you do get on his sessions, and I highly recommend them, he is great at giving you an understanding of how the market moves and where we're at in the market. Because one of the main things that you want to understand in the cryptocurrency space is where you are in the market, because there is what they call cycles. And today, the market has repeated itself in cycles. So you're going to want to get an understanding of where you are in the market to understand how and where to move and what to look out for. So the Picasso's brain gives you a good idea of what he's seeing at the particular time and what he's kind of seeing in the future. So I always click on that just to maybe give you at least maybe, periodically to give you an update of what he's thinking, what's on his mind. The next one is Crypto Talks. Crypto Talks is going to be more so input by Ivan Paychecks. And he is one of the creators of SwipeCoin. He's going to give you the ideas of what's going on in the crypto space. He'll probably give you different updates about different companies or industries investing in cryptos, or how crypto is coming along, and different things along those lines. So this will be a good place to come check just to get some general knowledge of maybe who's investing in different cryptos, or how crypto is taking a long term, or what may be going on that's making crypto move the way that it's going at that particular time. So this is always a good time to keep bases on and check in with. The next one is going to be results. The results are going to be also given by Ivan Paychecks. This is going to let you know the different trade ideas, how they have went, whether they have been maybe a loss or a break even, or if they hit take profit, or things of that nature. So this is going to be a good idea. Just, maybe it's something that you can share with your friends or family that you've been wanting to let them know how the DCX Academy is coming along. So this will give them a kind of maybe a small idea of what's going on, because they're not going to probably understand what pips are. But that's something that you can touch bases with them on a more personal level. But it'll let you know that DCX is having great success. The next slides are all mixed up. The exchange chat. I'm sorry. The next button is going to be the exchange chat. And you're going to get, this is where you have educators like my favorite educator, Curtis Cobain, in the space, giving you lists, for an example, of the different cryptocurrencies that you might want to invest in at the particular time. So we get these lists that he puts out, and he keeps us updated on these lists, on the investing in the different cryptocurrencies. And he also lets us know when we might want to swap out of them and things of that nature. So we, as students of the Academy, and we're forever a student, always are getting educated and put up to date on the things that are going on within the Academy, but specifically within the digital currency space. We have people like Curtis Cobain that are protecting our crypto portfolios for us. The next thing you're going to see is different things about the app, the updates and things as far as how trades are going, and where you want to be within those trades. And once you gain the knowledge of those trades, you'll know what these different signals mean, or numbers mean within the space. Slides are all out. Excuse me. My slides are all the way out. I don't have that. But anyway, that is my time, y'all. I wanted y'all to, that is a brief overview of the SwipeCoin app. I wanted to give y'all some information. Like, again, this is a Q&A. So if you have questions about the app, feel free to chime in. We're going to unmute the lines or whatever, unless Ashley has something else to say. Keep the lines muted. But the main thing about the SwipeCoin app is to have a plan. You want to study and learn. I mean, I'm forever a student myself. I study daily within this space. I'm highly successful. I've been able to trade cryptocurrency on my own, but I still remain a student. The thing about all trading is you learn from your lessons. Any loss that you take within this is not a loss, it's a lesson, because the thing about trading is you can study your loss, and you can see where you may need to make corrections and do things differently, which makes it a lesson. And always celebrate small wins, whether it be just congratulating yourself or to maybe take a withdrawal weekly. We highly recommend taking withdrawals weekly. I do that myself. I don't care how small it is. I don't care if it's $10. Make a withdrawal weekly and be patient, which I think is the most important thing in the cryptocurrency space, because there are times to where the market is going to test patience. And the thing about the market is it wants to take the most money, the most amount of money from the most amount of people. So those that are patient are going to make the most amount of money. So with that being said, unless there are any other questions, that's my time, and I'm open in here for any Q&A. Give this back to Ashley.
I have a question.
I gotta ask.
Okay, first I want to go to the Cobain, the exchange. Where is he at? Exchange chat. Is that how he show us to build our portfolios? When you
Along with his go live sessions, a lot of it is done on his go live sessions, but he gives you updates on there. And the list, that's where you see the list of coins to invest in there. So there's a main cap, there's a mid cap, and there's a low cap. The main cap, of course, is as this title, are the main coins that you want to invest in. They typically may be a little bit more pricey because they have proven themselves in the market already. So therefore, they're going to be more of a safe investment. But at the same time, it's more. It might be cost you a little bit more. The mid cap is just basically along with what I just said, is going to be more of a mid-range price. The risk is going to be more mid-range, but the reward is going to be a little bit more. And you go to the low cap. The low cap, hey, it's higher risk, but the reward is higher. It's a lot of coins that Cobain has called that have been even less than a penny and have gained like 100x, 200x, 300x. So it's more so he gives that range on the cap to let you know where you want to put your money and pretty much what you want to risk. And I always suggest, as he does, is to spread your money out amongst the three accordingly. You want to be diversified and have a little bit and play in a little bit of all of them.
Okay, last question, Shannon.
Okay.
Okay, you said earlier about the trade one, when at the beginning, like it was like, how you do that, like all the way up to the exchange.
Are you referring to a MetaTrader 4 trade or exchange trade?
I think it was the MP4, because that's when Satina said it would be leveraged for the Druid users.
Okay. So, with that being said, if let's just say with this trade out there, can you see what I got on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a buy. So with a buy, we are, especially with Picasso, we are maximizing a pullback. So with that being said, price is going to be going down. So if it hits the first price point right here, this is where I secure my initial entry. And I'm going to, let's just say I'm using a 0.5 as my lot size. I'm going to use a 0.25 for this entry. If it comes down and touches this second potential entry price, that's when I'm going to enter again for the remaining part, which is another 0.25. And that way I've secured both. And they give you the reason they give you multiple entry prices is because it may pull to this price and not to this price. But crypto is so volatile that it has you have to have options. You have to have options.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about let me touch on this too. I highly suggest for each cryptocurrency, let's say with Bitcoin, you get on Picasso sessions. If you're dealing with Ethereum and Ripple, get on Nick Gomez's sessions. Get on these educator sessions because they really inform you on how to take that trade ideas. Because of the fact that crypto is so volatile, you have to, as Picasso says, sometimes you have to hustle your entry. Because let's just say this is an H1 or H4 entry. With cryptos, unlike Forex will hit an entry point and probably go ahead and leave that space. But with cryptocurrency, it may leave that area, but come back and revisit it a couple of times before it actually goes in that direction. So sometimes with cryptocurrency, you have to, as he says, hustle the entry. So you might enter, set your stop loss, once it goes up a little bit, move your stop loss to entry or in profit, and price may come back and hit your stop loss. So then you have to reevaluate. But the good thing is you haven't taken a loss. So what you have to do again is, like, as I said, you're hustling the entry. So you're reevaluating that trade to see if it still meets the parameters that he's laid out. And if it has, you re-enter the trade. And you have to play it again. Because, with crypto, it's like the risk is higher than regular Forex, but the reward is astronomical in comparison. I mean, if you're dealing with Forex, you're good to get 100 pips. 100 pip trade in Forex is the bomb.com. But Bitcoin will give you 4,000 pips, 10,000 pips on the norm. So versus your risk, which might only be 500 to 500 pips. We're trying to keep it to 500 or less pips. So it's all about hustling the entry as long as snagging both of those entry prices. And what I do is if it has have gone all the way to entry price 2, once it goes back up and I can pass entry price 1, I put that one immediately at entry. But with crypto, we always do, once it's in profit, 50 to 100 pips, we at least put it at entry because it is that volatile. You just never know. It's highly profitable, but it's highly volatile.
Thanks.
Question. Anyone?
Does anybody else have any questions on the line before we get off?
Don't be scared.
Well, since ain't nobody else gonna ask something, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna just use you for my benefit. Okay. So I went from HFX to DCX, and I'm still watching the priorities for videos. So pretty much this is like very foreign to me because I keep trying to understand all of this. You did a good job explaining the going down and all of that. Do you use strategies too, like those strategies that Kobe be talking about? Or you just go off the suggestions that the educator put in SwipeCoin?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Now, I do it all because even though the educator put the trade idea out there, I mean, it's because there are parameters there. So you have to do your own due diligence to make sure that it meets those parameters or stays in those parameters. Because if it don't stay in those parameters, you need to know to exit that trade. Or if it does stay in those parameters, you need to know to move your stop loss and protect your profits. So it's a little bit of all that. I use my own personal knowledge of technical analysis, my own knowledge of fundamental analysis, but I also incorporate the fact that, these educators they've been a little bit longer than me. But, you do, and that is the very reason why you do need to use your access to the academy as far as learning technical analysis, because that would take you a long way, even with taking trades from master educators, because, it'll let you know where you may be, where you may stand within that trade. Because we all, no one controls the market. All, what we're doing is making educated analysis of the market and making high probability trades, you know. So you still gotta kind of do your due diligence on protecting the bag. At the end of the day, it's about protecting the bag.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we hop off the line, guys? Don't be shy. Any of our new people have any questions? All righty, it looks like that is it. Guys, right now, what I want y'all to do, throw some fires, throw some sevens in the chat, because Shannon got on here and he broke that thing all the way down. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get ready. Shh, hush, baby. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and hop off this line because I know a lot of you all have to be at work tomorrow, but we want to thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you, Shannon, for taking time out of your schedule to break down this SwipeCoin app for everybody. And so, guys, we will see you on a Zoom soon. And we can't wait to see you win, okay? And we will. Wait. Were you gonna say something, Shannon? I'm sorry.
I just said awesome, awesome.
Okay, great. All right, guys, we will see you at the top because the bottom is way too crowded. We can't wait to see you win. We will have this uploaded tonight. And thank you for hopping on the Zoom. You all have a blessed evening. Good night.
Good night.